Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. So, Cancerians, let's go ahead and jump on in. We're going to do a quick peek at whatever is the next chapter of Cancerians' world. I feel like I'm going to want another deck here. Okay, we started with the Ten of Cups in the reverse. There could be something that needs to be addressed in the realm of, hey, Violet, and something that needs to be addressed in the realm of happiness, contentment. Let's take a look. What is that? The next chapter looks like either Cancerian is going to have like a stark moment of like, hey, something isn't working for me here. Something is, in fact, Cancerian might want to go in a different direction. Either they are realizing that they're hungry for something that they didn't realize they were hungry for, so they're missing out on something. Um, Heck, this could be love and passion. The bunny can represent fertility. This could be somebody who says, I think that I'd like to have a child or grandchild, or maybe I need a pet in my life, or maybe I've been single and I'm realizing that I actually am hungry for companionship and a relationship. It feels like a moment of dissatisfaction is what Cancerian becomes aware of. And then they take a step to alter that. Baktenka, so glad you're here, honey. Let's take another look. What is this? We got temperance. Yeah. So on either side of this, it's like Cancerian is having that moment where they go, you know what? I think I'm missing out on something and I don't like this. This is not enough. I've counted it up. I'm not happy enough. I've, been patient, but this isn't good enough. I want more. You know what? I think that's always one of the best motivators to change our life is when we recognize that there's something that we're not satisfied with or there's a discomfort. Those are the most powerful motivators of change. We have the moon. This almost says that some things Cancerian's going to be able to put their finger on and say, okay, I know the remedy for, if I'm feeling lonely or if I'm feeling like I don't have emotional satisfaction, okay, I know how to take an action to course correct that. Like I said, maybe I want more passion in my relationship. So, all right, I'm going to bring the passion back. Maybe I'm feeling like, I'm ready for partnership. I haven't met anybody yet, but maybe I'll start dating. And in the meantime, I'm going to get myself a pet, something to love, something that is, like something to care for. Okay, that's a great remedy. But this says, but there's something else amiss. And Cancerian's like, I can't put my finger on what it is. What is it? What's this other intangible thing that makes me feel like something's not quite right? Let's see if we can figure it out. Let's see here. Look at the world card. It's that Cancerian is on the cusp of the next phase of their life. This is about what's the next chapter, but we forget we've already had, January 1, right? So we've had our new year, but we're about to morph into the next shifting energy for the Chinese New Year. And that brings in a whole different animal, right? So we're going to leave the year of the dragon and go into the year of the snake on January the 29th. So it's like we get that new beginning all over again, the world card. And 2025 year of the snake should bring in a lot of change. So if something else feels off kilter to Cancerian and they can't quite put their finger on what it is, it may be the fact that a lot of things are going to change in their life and they're kind of subconsciously preparing to let go, to shed an old skin the way a snake does, to release some things of the past that they don't need to hang on to anymore. Once in a while we can live in our house for 15, 20 years and everything's great. And then one day we look around and we go, oh my God, it's so outdated. When when did all of my stuff start to look so outdated and it kind of looks a little shabby and a little tattered? And now that we've seen it, we can't unsee it. Now we know we got to start shopping around for a new couch, one that doesn't have, stains and tears and super threadbare and, busted back and all that. But sometimes we don't realize that it's shabby because, we become like blinded to it because it's just what we're accustomed to. I'm thinking that that's basically what Cancerian is like. I haven't really looked at it with eyes to see what needs to be changed yet. And it's like, well, our character is about to notice that a whole bunch of stuff. They're going to like open their eyes one day and be like, oh, well, a whole bunch of stuff is different in my life. Or I realize I've outgrown a whole bunch of stuff in my life. It hasn't happened yet. This is just a growing sense of like, something's a little bit, I don't know, it's not fitting me right anymore. What is it that doesn't fit me right anymore? And this could be everything, because the world card encompasses big stuff. It could be that Cancerian could discover that some of their worldviews change. They could discover that some aspects of the things that they used to enjoy doing, they don't really have fun doing certain activities anymore. Maybe they're going to shift and discover that they're more interested in, oh, I don't know why this is coming to mind, but it's something like if Cancerian is going to be more intrigued by like jewelry making and learning a craft. Maybe once upon a time they were more about, like, we'll say, skill sets that centered around telecommunications, computer graphics, things like that. And now instead they're going to shift to like tangible arts and crafts and things that they might actually get more joy out of, holding things, building things, doing things, creating things, not just things that will only exist as long as we have the power turned on, but sculptures and paintings and drawings that we can tangibly hold and touch. I almost think that that's part of what Cancerian has been dissatisfied with. It's great to, I mean, even me, I make these videos and it's my storytelling art where I'm writing without a pen, but I could delete this video and it's just gone. Whereas when I write it down with an actual pen and do, actual writing, it's tangible and I still have it to hold. There's a difference in satisfaction sometimes. And I kind of feel like that is maybe the best analogy I could make. So I think Cancerian is going to be discovering that their world is changing. What they're hungry for is changing. Certain things seem outdated. No wonder they're feeling trapped. Before, like any creature that like molts, like a shell, let's say one of the crustaceans, let's say like a crab or a lobster or something, they outgrow their shell and they're kind of too chubby for it. And then they slough it off. And for a little bit, they're real vulnerable. But it probably gets tight and uncomfortable for a bit as they're realizing that they're outgrowing it. And I'm feeling like that's maybe the vibe that Cancerian is going to pick up on. Like everything could feel a little awkward in the next, I don't know, maybe like, well, I don't think they don't have very much longer. They might only have like 2 weeks left before we get to, not even that long. What am I saying? Just until the 29th. It'll be interesting to see if Cancerian, we'll see on the 29th if I can peg it into my memory. Let's do a check-in on, just for fun. Let's do a Cancerian video, whether that falls on a Tuesday or Saturday. I don't care. I'll do a Cancerian video on the 29th. Let me write this. 29th Cancer. And we'll see. Does our Cancerian like get some release from this sense of tension that they have? It'll be interesting to see. We got a Knight of Swords. Things are picking up pace. Things are getting a little bit uncomfortable. There's a hunger for change. There's a trapped feeling like, I don't know what's supposed to change. What the heck am I doing? Things feel like they speed up, but at the same time, it could feel too busy and still confusing for just a little bit for Cancerian. And then what? We have the Hanged Man in the reverse. It'll become clear. I know that's still very cryptic. It's still very 11-8, yes. Ahoy, crab comrades. I love it. I think it'll become clear. Suddenly, there will be this different perspective. We have the Star. I think that Cancerian is going to be taking this big jump. Anytime that we see the Star, we know that somebody's rising. This could be a transcendence. This could be Cancerian is going to suddenly have a very clear vision of something that they actually want, something that's been murky. This could be a goal that then they set their sights on. And now it's like, okay, that's where I'm going. Sometimes the reason we get frustrated and we don't feel like we have direction is because, again, we're in the midst of the transformational. I'm letting go of some stuff I used to enjoy doing or I used to think was really important, or even a career. that, that's how I identified. That's what I was. That's what I did. But I'm kind of done. I want to transition to a different career, and I haven't acknowledged that yet. I'm feeling dissatisfied because I know change is coming and I'm actually ready for it, but I don't know how to make it happen. And it's like, that's because the world is going to make it happen. The turning of the world, the timeline change is coming. I think a doorway will open up to Cancerian, and it's going to be really clear what their goal is, what their strategy is, and where they're supposed to be going. And then it'll make sense why it was so uncomfortable for, a little bit prior to all this change, prior to having this clarity. That star can be anything from a wish fulfillment, an obvious goal that Cancerian's like, oh my God, that's my next job, or that's what I'm supposed to do, or that's the person that I'm supposed to be with. This could be a lot of things, and it could be all of it rolled into one. The world says it could be the next chapter of Cancerian's life, is that everything changes. Everything. Life, love, location, you name it. Because a star can be international travel. It can be great distance traveled. It can be the love of one's life. It can be finding a spiritual belief. It can be connecting to one's higher purpose and goal in life. It can be getting on a trajectory where it's like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to open a business where, whatever. My goal is to be known for making the best chicken. I'm sorry, it's not a chicken flying in the sky. It's a dove, but I don't know. Whatever it may be, this is what Cancerian's going to settle on. They're just not there yet, so it's a time of some discomfort because it hasn't all crystallized yet. Okay, what else do we have for Cancerian in this next chapter? Once all that crystallizes in particular. 5 of Wands, full steam ahead. There's going to be a lot of brainstorming. I feel like Cancerian could end up needing to, keep some piece of paper and pen handy all the time because they may be flooded with all kinds of ideas. They may literally need to jot stuff down or talk it into their phone and record it, hang on to, these different thoughts that are going to suddenly flood through their mind because this is full steam ahead all of a sudden. The Hierophant. Oh my goodness. Okay, so there's a lot coming at our character. This could be someone's going to become a business owner. This can also be someone's going to end up getting married to an individual. And this can be a spiritual belief system that they really become connected to. Cancerian could start their own spiritual belief system, start their own church. It could be anything, but this is normally the stuff that we can get behind and sign our name to and say, this I believe in. This is, this is the organization, the structure that I want to have in my life. So I'm absolutely down with this. You notice how this is like a major restructuring of Capricorn. Excuse me. I don't know why I said Capricorn just now. I guess because I was looking at the world card, but by the way, we do have Taurus here as well. But I think Cancerian might be having a massive restructure of what they believe in, what they can get behind. The only thing that I will say anytime we talk about belief systems is beware the zealot or fanaticism mindset. Believing in something is great. Believing in something to the point of not being able to hear anything, any other perspective, that may not be the greatest way to go. Believing that my way is the only way, again, not awesome. I think anything that we believe in that makes us kinder, more generous, more open-hearted, open-minded toward others while still allowing us to hold our own viewpoints and opinions and allowing others to hold theirs, as long as we don't trespass on each other, that's great. But anything that crosses a line where it's like, well, I'm the one who's right and you need to bow to me and you need to agree with me, that's where I think it all goes to hell in a handbasket. But I'm not saying Cancerian would go that route. I'm saying if Cancerian finds a new belief system or something that they get really jazzed about, awesome, but always do that checks and balances. If I had a different opinion, would the group still like me, or would I be shunned and kicked out because they don't allow anybody to still think for themselves? Those are the only things that I don't know why I'm saying that, other than there is something here about getting on board with something that's new. It can feel really exciting, but always do a checks and balances to make sure that you don't get sucked into something because it feels fun and it feels awesome. And it's like, yeah, this is right for me, but always stay able to evaluate. Why is this right for me? Is there something else to still consider? What's the opposite viewpoint on something? How does a belief system treat somebody who has a different viewpoint? You know, this actually looks like it could be really, really good. We got a 6 of Cups. I'm thinking, even though I just said all that, like, okay, be mindful. The reason I say that is because of the 5 of Wands. By the way, I wasn't just spouting off my personal opinion. The 5 of Wands asks us to do critical thinking. And so I was trying to throw out concepts about when we really believe in something, we still have to be critical thinkers and challenge ourselves. Why do I think that? You know, what are the pros and cons? Is this a good thing? Is this making me a better, kinder person? Or is this making me superior and all that? So that's the only reason I said all that. It wasn't to challenge belief systems. It was because that card demands that I say it in that way. But this actually looks amazing. If it looks like Cancerian's going to be finding their, look, he's even got his Pinterest, their crab soul group. Gosh, this is beautiful. Cancerian could end up marrying somebody and having a very harmonious life. This could be the course of their life starts to take. It leads them to a very divine partnership, but also, you know, soulmate groups are the people that we jive with, the people we're going to learn with, we're going to laugh with, we're sometimes going to test each other, but we're going to push each other to grow with. And it's, you know, done with a certain amount of like joy and harmony. It's people we care about, even if sometimes they get under our skin. It's the people that push us to become our best selves. I feel like that is the group setting that our character might be shifting toward. And if we go back to the very beginning, remember, Cancer started out by saying, you know what, I think I'm not satisfied. And here it kind of seems like if this card upright shows us all these happy people together, then in the reverse, we would say, kind of looks like Cancerian suddenly felt like a bit of a fish out of water. I don't really have my community around me. Where's my group? Where's my soulmates? So it makes sense to me that this would be part of the journey for Cancerian, is that this is what's changing. They're about to start connecting better with people, and in particular romantically, but also in friendships, with people that they really feel like, oh my God, I found my soul group. That's really nice. And it's really, it's very supportive. It's really beautiful energy on this one. All right, I'm going to leave this one here. Thank you guys so much for being here. You guys are so awesome. Rosie, how are you, honey? Thank you, love. Yes, I did it. YOLO. Hot pink it is today, 11:08. I told you if I had the courage to do it, I'd wear my hot pink today. I feel like I'm 5 years old and I should be eating like a cupcake that has, you know, like unicorn color and sprinkles on it. Because this is such a 5-year-old, you know, shade of pink, I think. Ground D0, you're hilarious. Thanks for hanging with me. Thank you so much, 11:08. You're so sweet. Thank you, and so generous. Italian Stallion, great to see you. Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Congratulations to her. Tammy Secord, hi, honey. Oh my gosh, Bogdanka, you're up so early. Is it super cold also in Poland? It's so cold where I'm at right now. And yes, it's pitch dark in the mornings also. Pitch dark. And then it's dark early at night too. You guys, really nice to see you all. I'm so honored you guys pop in. All right. Have a great evening. I will see you guys again tomorrow. And until then, lots of love. Bye for now.